Hello, my name is Margie Mulligan, and I do healing like an Egyptian. I work with 3 different kinds of energy healing. The first and foremost is the Egyptian healing rods, which you've seen a lot of. And the second of which is right here in front of me. There is a paradigm or pyramid-shaped healing instrument. It has light, sound, crystal, color, vibration, and they all are synchronized through the headsets that the client will put on, and I'm going to do that now. Tell me if that's too loud.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Okay. And then I wear a set of the sound, the headset, so that I can hear what the client is hearing. And then, in addition to the healing rods, both for me to use them and for my client, I'm also doing hands-on healing. I use quantum touch and Egyptian healing methods. So it's a combination of 3 different kinds of energy healing. I've already dowsed for this client to find out. She's told me what she wants to work on. She's got a little bit of chest congestion and head cold, or mostly just chest?
Both.
Head and chest. So what I did is I dowsed to see which rods would work for her. The physical healing rods, I will give those to her. I have, and you'll point them towards your feet because these are physical healing rods. And she will hold them in a normal session for 15 or 20 minutes. That's what I was told when I dowsed. But we're going to shorten this for demonstration purposes. Now, while she's holding the healing rods, I have the paradigm cycling through its sequence so that all the chakras are affected. And then because she said that her lungs or her chest is giving her some grief, I'm going to put my hands on her lungs or her high heart, and I'm going to start my quantum touch energy work there while she's holding the healing rods and also listening to the sound and the vibration, and that's moving through the bed. Now, before the session, of course, the normal stuff of clearing sacred space and setting the healing intent and all of that sort of thing was done. But more importantly is while she's holding the healing rods, that 5, 10, or 15 minutes, then I'm doing the hands-on healing, and the paradigm is automatically cycling through the healing for each of the chakras. And then, since she said that not only her lungs were congested, but she also was having trouble in her sinuses, I would also put my hands up here over her face, over her eyes, over her third eye, and over her sinuses. If there were specific sinuses that had pain, I would focus the energy, or I would just have it more of a broadcast over her eyes. And then when her time with the healing rods is up, I'll take the healing rods from her, put them aside, and then I'll pick up my set of healer's rods. In this case, these are the Star Consciousness, and I will use them because she's had chest congestion. I'll work counterclockwise in the chest to clear out the congestion until I feel the energy starting to shift, or until she mentions that she can feel a difference, that the congestion is lifting or drifting away. And in a normal session, I might do this for 5 minutes. And then when I'm done with the clearing counterclockwise, then I would either do the whole high heart in a clockwise motion, or I could just hold the healing rods on the places in her high chest that seem to have the most congestion in them. And I would use my pendulums in a normal session to douse to find out which specific parts of her body needed the energy the most. And then the same thing for the sinuses. I'd move the healing rods. The zinc rod is always the grounding or catalyst, and the copper rod is always the active or the energy laser, I would do counterclockwise around the sinus area. If she was saying that it was more up on the top of the head, I would move up there. But if I was just moving around her eyes, would clear out the energy. And then when the energy shifted, then I would just hold, because this is her face, I'm not putting the rods right on her body. Just hold the healing rod, the copper rod, right over her eyes or over the sinus areas where she's feeling congested. And then do a clockwise. Now that I've decongested or cleared out the area of the third eye, then I would do a clockwise to boost the energy. And when she starts coughing, what I do is put a hand front and back on the chest. To get her lungs from both sides. In a normal session, I would do both sides, both chest. And then as we get to the last of the session, I can tell that from the color of the pyramid, then I will take my healing rods and I will do a sealing of the energy, and I will place the zinc rods down on her thigh, and then go to each of her chakras and do the infinity sign to seal the energy in. Do that in the second chakra, the third. Just a normal infinity sign. And then when I get to the heart, this is both an infinity sign lying on its side, but also a crossing or intersecting infinity sign. But back at the throat, it's still the same, just one direction. And then at the third eye and the crown, I also do the intersecting infinity signs. And then I also do the ascended crown, or the 8th chakra. And then when I'm done, I hold the copper rod there and I bring the zinc rod from her first chakra all the way up, as if I were zipping her energy field closed. So then at the end of the session, when the last minute or so, I go down to the feet of the client and just hold on the top and the bottom of her feet to bring her energy down so that she's grounded, so that she's back down in the earth, because she's had a lot of high vibration energy flowing through her system, and I want to make sure that she's grounded and connected to the earth. So I use that acupressure point on the bottom of the foot to do that. And then, of course, in a normal session, I would also ask the client, okay, how do you feel? Is there any place else I need to work? And this is not a normal situation, so, but in a normal healing session, I would check with a client to see if there was anything else that either came up or still needed to be resolved. So. And then, when the paradigm goes off, then I'll let the client sit there for a couple of minutes and just absorb the energy. All right, that's it.